what is it that you may be doing that you're unconsciously choosing to suffer? I really wish more of us spoke about these experiences, these difficult experiences that we have, and we can normalize it and we can learn from each other how to take better care of ourselves and look to each other as inspiration as well. Hey, it's Yas. Welcome to the Divinely Guided Book Club. I'm sitting in my car again. It's another rainy day. It's actually been a rainy weekend, and that rain has extended into the beginning of the week. I'm in Cape Town and we've had heavy rains, flooding. I saw videos and images of buildings and trees, massive trees being ripped out and ripped apart, and I actually don't know how bad the damage is in terms of injuries to people. I tend to shy away from the news. I know it's not the best thing to do, but when I hear of really difficult situations and high stress situations, it triggers my anxiety, and the safest thing for me to do is to just stay low, lay low. So I'm hoping that everyone is okay, and I have been fine, thankfully. It's times like these that I am so seriously grateful for a safe home, a comfortable, stable place to be in, a warm place to be in. It's been freezing. I believe there's been snow on the mountainous areas surrounding us as well. So it's times like these where you really, it's the things that we don't often think about, like our bed, our PJs, anything we use to keep ourselves warm, heating appliances, having a kettle to warm water. Gosh, these things have been a massive blessing these last few days. And it's interesting that there's been so much heaviness with nature and with what people have been going through, at least where I'm staying at the moment. And our theme for this reading season is being the light. We're tapping into the light, yet we have this heaviness. And this heaviness has been affecting my ability to read my chosen book, which is Loving Yourself to Great Health. I started off with that book with the best of intentions because I wanted to clear my energetic field, my physical energy, and just feel better mentally, emotionally, physically as well. But I know that the food that I eat and the way that I take care of my body is going to massively impact my mental and emotional health. And that was what I was wanting to focus on. And it's not that I don't want to focus on it anymore, but gosh, this book has been tough for me to sit down with. Since my last check-in, which was a month ago, I've read less than 10 pages, which is damn, my ego is not pleased with that, but it's still progress, so I'm going to take that. But it was funny, in the few pages that I did read, there was this passage where Louise talks about choosing not to suffer. And I find it so relevant to how I'm feeling right now with what I'm choosing to read or not read. And just something to extend to you to think about, what is it that you may be doing that you're unconsciously choosing to suffer? So I don't have the book with me, but if I recall what it was about, Louise and her friend were out shopping. I think it was one of the authors of the book as well. They were out grocery shopping and they had their grocery bags in a cart, I guess That's what they call it where they're from. Where I'm from, we call it a trolley. Yeah. So I'll call it a cart since that's what they called it in the book. They're pushing their cart and the friend asks, should we carry the bags to head out? Because they were done, they had paid for their stuff, they were leaving. And Louise was like, let's take the cart. I don't feel like suffering. And it was so simple. Just such a simple idea. Let's just carry on pushing the cart. Why must we carry and strain ourselves when we don't have to? So, okay, I have a very different personal experience when it comes to shopping and carrying my bags. I actually have a preference to carry the bags because maybe it's because I don't actually buy a lot at a time, so I am able to sort of comfortably hold everything in my hands. It's not that comfortable, but the reason why I do it is to strengthen my arms because I have really weak muscles. Again, it comes down to my diet. I know I need to be eating better. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna do it. But wherever I can strengthen my muscles and carry something heavy, I will do that as long as it's like not seriously straining myself, which the grocery bags don't. So I don't have the exact same view as Louise when it comes to that, just because of my own personal experience, but it's making me think about other areas of my life where I feel like I'm choosing to carry something that is extremely heavy that I don't need to, because an option exists where I can just easily glide through. And one example is like with this book that I've chosen to read. I'm struggling right now. I don't know why. I did mention in the previous video that because it's like this biological, nutritional, factual type of book, it's like way too sciencey for me. And I'm just not into that right now. I don't want to dismiss it completely, because what if a day comes where I decide I want to pursue formal studies again and I may have to read that kind of thing again? I don't want to put myself off from that, and I don't want to make myself believe that I can't read it. I can. I went through many years of school where I read stuff like that. But right now I just don't want to. It's not that enjoyable for me. And is it a crime to want to have a good time when you're reading a book? And no offense to the book, oh my gosh, the book is great and provides amazing information on how to take better care of yourself, of your mind and your body. But I think it's just the delivery, the wording, the information is just not something that I want to consume right now. And it can be okay. It feels heavy for me right now. And I'm just taking it easy. So I haven't said I'm gonna like abandon the book. I do want to read most of it. I believe half of the book is theory and the other half of the book is recipes, which means I only really need to read half of the book. So in that case, I must be halfway through half of the book. So that's in total a quarter of the book. Sorry, the math or mathing. I'm not that far off from completing what I need to read, but I just don't want to push it right now. So I've been reading other books, so it's not like I don't want to read at all. I finished an audiobook for a newly released book by Emma Grede, and it's called Start With Yourself. It's really like career leadership, women in leadership focused. And I'm not sure why I listened to that book, because it was a tough book. That woman is a tough woman. Like, she's extremely straight to the point, and it's no like criticism because she even describes herself that way. So it was just a really strong approach to how you show up in your work and your career and taking control of your own destiny, which I'm all for. But I think what I need to appreciate is that there are many different people out there. There are many different types of women out there. And there is a place for people who are extremely strong-willed and fierce and not scary, but like, you know what I mean. They can command a room. And then there's also a place for women who are on the softer side, the more intuitive and gentle and nurturing side. And I do fall more to that side. So I guess it was just refreshing to hear someone else's journey who started off with not a lot and ended up becoming one of the wealthiest women in the world. And another book that I am kind of halfway through is You Deserve Better by Anne-Marie. I actually did not know who Anne-Marie was by name. I had heard music of hers. I had heard musical collaborations. I just didn't know it was her. And I came across this book by chance. That tends to happen with me all the time. I was browsing for vitamins on Amazon and this book just came up. And it looked super cute. It's a pink book with a little smiley face on it. And I'm like, that is my vibe right now. So I'm reading that. And I wouldn't say that it has been like profound and life-changing, and not to say that it's not a good book and that she's not a good writer, but I've just read many, many self-help books. So at this point, there's a lot of stuff that I see that repeats throughout books, but of course, the author has their own personal experience with the topic. And what I'm just appreciating about this book is that I get to witness someone who is also putting themselves out creatively. Sure, she lives a much bigger public life than I do, but she is an artist, she is a creative, and she also struggles. She has the same struggles that I have, which is anxiety and depression and having really, really low days and having really difficult experiences with people, with relationships, with friends. Oh my goodness. It's been so comforting. Like, not that I'm glad that she went through these tough experiences. I don't wish that on anyone. It's not nice. But it's just comforting for me to witness someone else talk about it, just be open about it. Like, a very big portion of my life has been crap, but I got through it. I did these things. I went to therapy. I make time for myself to slow down. I go for walks. I listen to music. I dance like a crazy person in my home to make myself feel better. I just switch off. I connect with nature. Like, it's not mind-blowing stuff, like we hear these things all the time, but it's just nice to see that, hey, there's someone else out there who is willing to talk about these things. I really wish more of us spoke about these experiences, these difficult experiences that we have, and we can normalize it and we can learn from each other how to take better care of ourselves and look to each other as inspiration as well. So that's what I've been up to these last few days. I don't know if I'm going to finish the book that I chose, Loving Yourself to Great Health. We've got about a month left of this reading season. I'm not going to force myself. Like Louise Hay said, I don't want to suffer. So I'm not going to force myself to do something that does not feel enjoyable right now. I'm just going to go with whatever is lighting me up, whatever is bringing me light. And I will continue to check in with you and just keep it real with you. I'm not going to pretend that I do absolutely every single thing that I say that I'm going to do, and that I am always ticking all the boxes, and I'm not always doing all the things. I used to be like that, and damn, it was exhausting. And I feel like no one really cared. Maybe people liked that I did stuff all the time because they were getting something out of it, but just me operating like a machine, no one cares. And it's not fun. Don't know if it's an age thing. As you get older, you just realize the machine way of living is just nah. So we'll see how the next month goes. And I hope that things are going okay on your side. Remember to take it easy wherever you can. There are some responsibilities that we have to just meet. We can't say no to everything. We can't slow down or take it easy with everything, but there's many things that are within your control that you may just not be thinking about yet. So remember, choose the cart, choose the trolley where you need to. Let your load be carried with more ease. Suffering is optional. There's this quote. I'm not sure exactly who said it, but it goes, pain is inevitable, or something like this. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. So pain is something that we experience in our life. It's kind of like part of the deal of being this human on earth. We can't avoid it. We can't go around it. We can't ignore it when it happens. However, we don't have to dwell in it. We don't have to drag ourselves down because of it. And we don't have to keep ourselves down after it. We can find ways to be lighter, to move with ease, and to receive support in all ways that wants to come forward. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have a great rest of the month as we come closer to the end of this reading season. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.